The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Sergeant and Mrs. Smith, you're going to love this house.
Is that a tub in the kitchen?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
Look at our red and green, by the way. Christmas is coming.
Is this green?
Fellas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was grey.
No, very much green.
Aren't you famously colourblind?
So is Samuel's t-shirt green as well?
It's pretty similar colour, to be
it
fair.
seems like the same.
It's a little bit shade darker perhaps, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And so
What colour is that plant behind you?
We're Christmas between us.
What colour does that look like?
That's great.
Is it really?
No, God.
So the plant looks green.
Yeah, but plants always look green. I just know that.
But how do you know what green is?
Well, exactly.
But if the
Stop
plant looks
it.
green and your
Stop
top
tripping me
your
out.
top is green also, can't you just go, this looks like the colour of a plant, therefore it is green?
Let's do a bloody podcast. You're
trying. This is
a real pod.
I'm waiting for Samuel to say that we're rolling.
Oh, yeah, we've been rolling.
Oh, you
Okay, well, we've got a lot of materials for the cold
that's
open.
the end of our podcast.
What colour are the materials?
Kia ora koutou. Welcome to The Real Pod. My name's Jane Yee, joined by Alex, Casey and Duncan Grieve. And we're laughing and smiling. We love each other, but we have been miserable for the last week.
If you have to say it.
It's been a hard week after announcing that we're shutting shop.
I'm just ignoring it.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's been some emotional texts, some emotional emails.
And it's terrible when these things happen because you get reminded by how great things are. So fun chatting with you guys and just love the cornies to pieces and they're being so nice.
A corny sent me the best. Caitlin, who I met at the cause, sent me the most incredible video of her sister, of her doing a jig and her sister twerking at the same time to the cause.
Is this in response to your review?
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Oh, it's just great. People are so nice, aren't they?
They are, but let's
folks.
not dwell on how nice people are. Let's move into the real news.
Wow.
I don't know if anyone cares, but Megan and Air is joining Jono and Ben.
There's been a lot of radio news this week.
Maddie McLean's going to the hits.
Yeah, and leaving breakfast.
Yeah. Who is...
Interestingly, have any of you been called for a slot?
No.
Given that we're about to finish this prime broadcast.
No, have
That's
not
true, actually.
been called for a slot.
They
But
could just chuck us into breakfast.
we're a ready-made package. Get rid of Jenny May and Chris, is it? What's his name?
Chris Chang? No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I mean, maybe that's the problem, is that we are a trio and mostly they're sort of wanting to just slot someone in.
Yeah, but just do carte blanche, get rid of the whole current panel. Look at all the radio shows. They're all so and so and so and so and so. It's all three pieces. So we're ready to go.
No, but Maddie McLean's just with Polly Harding, just a two-piece.
I thought you were going to say Polly Gillespie. I was like, that is a move.
I mean, radio powerhouses.
Does Polly have to be PJ because of that reason? Because Polly is just too powerful
Too
a
many
name.
Pollys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do a Polly poll and see which Polly people prefer.
I only recognise one Polly, to be clear.
Yeah.
There are no others apart from Along Came.
That is a great movie. The toilet scene in that is too relatable for me.
Truthfully, never seen it.
Nor
Just
have I.
recognise the DVD cover. This is the real pod. Yeah.
It's a great movie. I think the interesting thing, of course, about Megan Dinier joining Jono and Ben is that she was like unceremoniously ousted from the Fletch and Vaughan breakfast show.
Was she?
Yeah, like they never.
Did they not
It was
gel?
when
She
she was on
was on maternity
she was on
leave.
maternity leave. They never
Ooh.
gave her. It was real tense. Like I don't know, like no shout outs on Instagram kind of style. And then she was like, "I'm joining the greatest guys in radio, Jono and Ben."
It's good.
Read between the lines. Speaking of great guys, Mike Pero, you hung out with him, didn't you, Alex?
Oh, yeah. I saw it. Oh, this was a powerful moment. So I was at the Christchurch show, the famous Christchurch show. I went twice to the Christchurch show. This is how much of a Cantabrian I am now. I love farmyard animals and nothing else. But I saw Susie Cato was on stage wearing a large hat, debuting a new song. So I had Susie Cato standing behind me and then Mike Pero approaching me. And I was like, I right now am stuck between, what is that physics thing? A movable object and an unstoppable force.
That's true.
Of New Zealand celebrity.
The way that Mike Pero was moving was unstoppable. Like he was like chest forward. There was a real determination to a stride.
He was doing a deal. It was exciting to see him also because he was in summer garb. You know, he was wearing like ripped little white ripped denim shorts, a little
the pins
t-shirt.
were well and truly out.
Not his motorcycle gear. So I, of course, made Joe quickly stand to get a photo with Pero in the background.
Oh my God. I got the wrong Megan. It's Megan Pappas.
Oh no!
Not Megan in here.
Oh, no!
Wrong
After all she's
Megan.
been through.
After everything she's been through.
See, there are quite a few Megans.
Again, like
It's
this
not like
is
a
what
Polly.
PJ, that she did the right thing, changing to PJ.
Yeah.
She should, Megan Pappas,
she-
who's Megan Louise, should be ML.
Is she definitely Polly?
Polly-
PJ?
Yeah.
Polly Harding, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
She's
God.
Polly Jane, isn't she? Polly Jean, Polly something.
PJ Harvey.
Of Harding. Harding.
But they're
But
both
that's confusing
PJs.
too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh God, what a world.
I just don't want to
Yeah.
be wrong.
Got the wrong Megan.
I'm just looking at you and you're wrong.
I'm
It just
so
seems
wrong.
So embarrassing.
But do you know what?
Seems a real how
what are you going to do?
embarrassment.
What are you going to do? Shut the shit down? Carry on. Sorry, Mike Pero.
No, that was it. That was all. Just great to see it.
Really good.
Good to catch up with your old friend. T.I. Hare's in the Herald. T.I. Hare is he has produced this podcast many a time. And he's got some recommendations of what to do around Auckland if you
Yeah, I really
subscribe
enjoyed
to
them.
the Herald Premium.
Actually, just speaking of the real pod, just saw Tia here in the toilet and we had quite a long chat about his recommendations. My favourite one was the fish and chip shop, which is run by a really nice auntie who
Yeah.
makes neither the best fish nor chips.
No, yeah, I know, but that's T.I. Hare's way. And also his secret like smashing of 2 donut burgers or something.
I mean, that's like, I'm a disgusting man, but I feel like that might be, I mean, that's something I'd do. That's how bad it is.
I want to get snap some photos like paparazzi style of T.I. Hare smashing some. Are they
Do you
donut
reckon he
burgers? Is
goes
that what he
to
said?
it
Donut
once?
burgers. You have to wear gloves, I'm pretty sure, to eat them. They're like that for long.
Seems like,
Is it a savoury thing or a sweet thing?
It's savoury on the inside, sweet on the outside.
what the what?
I know.
Oh, this is MKR going
I
crazy.
honestly am feeling a bit like queasy just thinking about it.
I'm hungry.
I'm also
actually.
hungry, but
Yeah,
not for
God,
that.
Not for that. Never for
And
that.
I'm basically hungry for almost anything.
I would not eat that. Okay. In other news, this is personal news. I've got a new game addiction.
Oh, yeah?
And it's thanks to Isaiah and Jin from the spin-off Waira Whānau. They work at Hexwork Productions. It's called BeatStar, and it's essentially like Guitar Hero for your phone. And I'm fucked. I'm
Yeah.
so all in there.
What's your hours a
I don't
day
know what my
on your
hours
telephone?
are, but I am like quite happy to play Imagine Dragons. Like that's how bad it is. Like because I'm trying to beat the system.
Hold on, have I?
Are you plucking away on your phone?
I'm not
What's-
plucking like a little violin or a little what do you pluck? I don't know, little sitar or something. It's like, you know, the little pads move down the screen and you hit them on the beat at the right place.
okay.
Or not just the
I
beat though.
see.
Here's the thing. Sometimes it's the melody, sometimes it's the like a certain instrument or the vocal and it changes throughout. Wow. So
Hey,
good though.
have I, on this podcast, it feels like the appropriate venue for it, done my Imagine Dragons are good, like, routine?
No, but I might be joining you for that.
Well, you might be joining Imagine Dragons by the sounds of things, Jane.
Oh my God, that's one of the funniest things you've ever said.
Is it actually?
Yeah, like why are we still just so quick?
It was real radio host material. Like the auditioning is on.
Are you listening, radio programmers? No,
Obviously not. Obviously not. We've been begging for a long, long time.
I mean, they might be listening, but still, obviously not. You know.
Anyway, Imagine Dragons. Like, so obviously when you've got young children, like single-digit children, you end up listening to a lot of Imagine Dragons because that's the sort of core demographic for them. But I think that when I started to, like, I used to think they were such a terrible band, like almost the worst band. And then on some level, it was about the way that they progressed. They seem to be like unself-consciously doing kind of maximalist, not prog rock, almost like pomp rock, you know, like
Pomp rock.
like Supertramp and Yes, and all of these like multi-tracked everything.
Everything's an anthem.
Yeah, and it's just huge. Like the production is just skyscraper large. The drums sound like thunder.
Everything's
That song, Thunder, is fun.
grey, like an industrial and full on and pyrotechnic-y feeling.
Yeah, and it's just like, maybe this is awesome.
I think, you know what, because I also, off my weird gaming trajectory, I watched Arcane, which was recommended to me by both Samuel and Tia here because we're giant nerds in the podcast network, which is an animated, like an adult animated show based on League of Legends.
Whoa.
I know. It's,
Wow.
Well, no, you can't even defend that.
But Imagine Dragons' Enemy is the opening track for it. And
Oh,
so I have
that's
a
a big
really
tune.
and I love the show, and so I have this really nice association there, and it's cracked open the Imagine Dragons door for me.
This is great.
I
What
don't know
about you?
anything. Imagine Dragons sits to me in total cultural blind spot. Like, I just don't know what it sounds like. Is it the same as, for me, Imagine Dragons is like Bastille?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
but Bastille is almost like cooler than Imagine Dragons.
Yeah. Bastille, but it's similar sort of like Bastille is probably like Imagine Dragons light, like a bit poppier.
Yeah. I mean, but Imagine...
Imagine Dragons have got an angrier kind of a, you know, like that. It's
They're
what
a
you
little
want to
bit like Queen as well, like just
Whoa.
big, you know, like everything's just
Wow.
huge.
Like if you
Every
woke up,
melody is maxed out.
if you woke up and realized that you and like 50 other people had survived the apocalypse and you had to take on whatever caused the apocalypse, you would want to listen to Imagine Dragons to get up. Basically, very
Wow.
specific genre.
God.
I reckon you should have a
Wow.
hone. I think, here's my prediction. Alex Casey's going to like
I'll
Imagine
love it.
Dragons.
I think so. Imagine them in
I'm
concert.
a pretty easy win on most stuff, you know?
Yeah.
We can all go together to the next concert, whenever that is.
We'll be like, the combined age of the rest of the crowd will be our combined
Yeah.
age.
Exactly. It's great. We'll be like chaperones. People will ask us where the toilet is. All right, shall we move on? Have you guys got any other news? Any celeb spots or mold?
Nothing
mold
for me.
spots?
Mike Pero was literally all of it.
Duncan?
No.
No. Okay. Let's move into. I've been dying to talk about MKR, so let's get into it.
Are you actually?
No,
No.
she hates it. It's boring now.
It's so boring.
I have 4 weeks to decide I'm going to drop my entire football life video.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
Jesus fuck.
Reality check.
Poignant.
Poignant.
Did you just fart?
How did you know? Okay, we're at the Glass House just down the road. Just down the road from our offices.
And
Very
they
close.
got comped it, didn't they?
They got comped it. What do you mean? Like,
Well, I mean,
Didn't have to pay for it.
No, because the Glass House got a lot of play.
yeah.
They had the little closed for a private function
Yeah.
thing, which they don't have public functions at Glass House. It's always a private function, so just say closed. But also, they were like talking it up, and you know, there was just a lot of Glass House chat, more so than if they'd paid for the venue.
My problem is, it's just down the road from 3 people who watch the show.
One of the
recap
celebrities
show.
from Fans versus Faves.
Thank you very much. Like one of my fellow castmates was there, and Siobhan Rakere, who I was on C4 with. But that's besides the point. I wouldn't go without you. I would.
You
I
would.
You would.
Definitely would.
Holy smokes.
You would cut us in an instant.
It'll be like less
Faster.
than a second reply. They'd be like, I'm not even sure I've sent that email, and she's already RSVP'd.
The point is, we were not invited. That's all.
Did you consider that you should have been invited, Alex? Or is that just a Jane
I mean,
phenomenon?
I could understand the two of you, possibly. I did not think for a second.
I just think that any reality TV producers should be inviting us to anything where we get to be like,
well, they,
Have you heard us talk about food? Not
Yeah.
good.
and
really
also,
bad.
they haven't done that, and now they're going to have to live with no real
yeah,
pod. So.
exactly. Now where are you going to get your audience from? Oh, the same place you always did. Righto. I
think that New Zealand Walk of Fame should be outside the glass house.
Ooh,
Imagine that. If
I
everyone
like that.
got to imprint their hands, because that's where all the celebrities are
Yeah,
most of the
true.
time. They're either getting married, they're
getting a
launching
photo
television
against
show.
that wall.
This is a really good idea.
Well, every time they have someone there, chuck your hands in the cement.
But not only that, across the road we've got Big Fan. But round the corner we've got that music building where Pure Heroin was recorded.
You've got New Zealand Courier Post there.
We've got not for much longer actually. The lease is up. Kevin and Co.
Yeah.
Where they make all the comedy. There's actually a lot of
The spin-off.
yeah. Well, obviously.
It's Hollywood.
It's basically
New Zealand Hollywood.
You know when you talk about people talk about going to Hollywood
it's
and being
Morningwood, if you will.
also very good, but very bad.
Dunk, and then you clip that, and that's the promo for the radio show.
You are definitely Dunk, by the way.
Yeah, you have to be Dunk.
You have to be.
And you're Alex KC, always spelled LXKC.
Okay,
Always.
yeah, I'm down for that.
And then I
or
have
it
to-
could be Lexie.
I think
That's
she's
kind
Lexie.
of radio.
She's definitely Lexie. And you're Janie.
No, I think I'm Big Mum. I just go by Big Mum. Like
Big Mum.
It's not even.
Oh
any
yeah,
kind of my
someone
real
needs
name.
like a fake nickname.
Dunk, Lexie, and Big Mum does sound like a radio show.
A really bad one.
Morningwood could be our show. It's the Morning Woodhouse.
It's all out on a platter, right there. For like
the morning one.
Ross
We
Flahive
could get
or
Michael
Leon Ray or
Woodhouse on
whatever.
it sometimes, just to give us updates on Dunedin politics.
Wow.
Oh no.
God, see, so many great ideas. Anyway, okay. There's a 6-course degustation going on at the Glass House for charity. Guests have paid top dollar. What do you reckon? I reckon guests are there for free.
Guests definitely didn't pay. Celebrities don't know how to pay.
No.
It's like
In fact, they
haven't seen a
go
lot
on
in
shows
years.
to try and win money.
That's right.
Did MKR pay the celebrities? This is the question. Or do you think it was
that's why they did it
total?
for charity.
Yeah.
Oh, so they
Okay.
waived their fee for charity.
My face is here for charity.
Yeah.
Is that the sort of?
I guess so. Anyway, we're speculating. We don't actually know. But you've got Rebecca Randall, who's... Is that her name? I don't know, because I don't trust myself. I don't,
Yeah, I think you're right.
I
I,
wrote
don't know
names
what
and
the
didn't check
man's
them.
name is. I saw that man at sushi shop in Morningside.
Jack Hanna from Shortland Street.
Lovely man with eyes. Yes.
Lovely man with eyes.
Yeah, he has a name and it's not Jack Hanna, but in Shortland Street it's Jack Hanna. And he's Curtis Hanna's brother, Curtis from, Treasure Island.
Jesus, these are just words now.
Tegan Yorworth. We know her from Treasure Island and also from Claire Chittham, Shortland Street, Waverley Wilson, Siobhan Rakere, Roy Mata. A lot of Shortland Street. In fact,
My or flavour?
almost. No, because Azura Lane is from Flavour and she was there.
But they seem to be like friends.
It's Tegan from
And,
Flavour.
and you're not allowed to
Have friends.
from the other stations.
Oh, I don't know. Look, anyway, lot of Shortland Streeters.
Yeah.
My friend Alex King from the island, remember? We were best mates.
So my theory about all the Shortland Streeters is this is a 7:30 p.m. TVNZ2 show. So they're trying to get the Shortland Street audience to keep on watching, get a little bit of a flavour, if you will, of My Kitchen Rules.
And Sonia Gray as well.
Sonny
friend of the
G.
Spinny.
Oh, I
Sonny G.
love that. Stacked
She-
table, really.
Oh, stacked.
Yeah.
So many ladies too.
Yeah.
Was there
that's-
any other
For
dudes apart
once.
from Jack? There was the couple of people from the charity itself, but in terms of star power, was it just Jack Hanna?
I think so. And I don't think, said a single
He
word.
said very little, very little.
Alex King, on the other hand, she had been prepping for this role.
Yeah.
They all had good food chat.
They
They weren't
did.
just saying yum.
But
you
they
know?
were also doing the sort of thing that we do, which is like you say it and then go, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that the word you use? Do I sound fancy?
Yeah. I feel like they said that most of the time when they were taking a swing on like a French word. And then everyone would look at Manu and go, is that all
Claire
good?
Chitton did that literally every time. She spoke mainly in French, and she would do sort of most of the way French, like a truc mince, and it was really satisfying. I enjoyed it as a bit.
Manu doesn't know. He is drunk.
But there was a dry table, did you know? There was only one shot where you could see a single can of Emerson's Orange Roughy. So my theory of it is that everyone at the table was dry, because maybe that's something to do with the charity. But that Manu and Fasnage were absolutely smashing the grog as soon as, they had special like grog breaks where they really grog it up.
Okay, I just need to show you. You're not going to be able to see this, Alex, but or maybe I can walk it up to the camera. Where's the camera? Over there. Okay.
Are we on camera now? And this goes on the internet. Crazy.
That's been happening for ages, Duncan.
Oh, God.
What am I looking at?
You're looking at
Whoa, is that Alex King?
Yeah, okay. But we've
Yeah.
Ross. Yeah, there's Alex with the girls. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm looking at Alex and all the girls.
Look at Colin.
Colin, is he standing on the table doing the double bird?
He is doing the double bird.
What the?
Wow, that's Fasnage. He is a rebel with a cause. Charity.
Hey, you're not doing that unless you've had some grog. I'm just
Exactly
saying.
right. That is not grog behaviour.
It could just be Irish Craig coming through yet again,
True.
We just don't know.
You love the crake so much.
I love the Craig.
Okay, let's talk food. Pan-fried scampi tails. Looks yum. Too much puree for Sonia, though. No, the ratio of scampi to puree. No.
Well done, Sonia, for coming out early with
Yeah.
the critique. Eh?
She came out
the
swinging.
Pascal of the celebs in a way.
I still love that.
That was Matt and Kurt. The second course was ponzu salmon with lavosh from JNC. I can't remember their names. Jenny,
Jess and Cindy.
Jess and Cindy.
But not store-bought lavash.
No, it is. I've had that store-bought lavosh before.
God
I've
damn, he
eaten.
was so confident.
Oh, it was so embarrassing.
So
I would be so
embarrassing.
embarrassed if it was me.
But Manu just let him do it for a bit, and then was like, "No, they made it."
I don't think Mino has enjoyed many things more than that.
Oh my god, but Manu hates Pascal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hates him.
But he has to respect him because the man can cook.
He can cook. Lamb, clams, and grilled lettuce with Japanese-inspired vinaigrette from Anya and Emily.
Missed opportunity there to call it clamb. Because how often can you get both words into one?
Clam, but and you have
Clam with lettuce.
Grilled lettuce.
and suddenly you're saying the bee and lamb that you never normally say.
Yeah.
Someone said it was edible and I was hungry, so I ate it. Who was that?
I think that was Dawn from Shortland Street.
Yeah, okay. And Waverley loved it. Pascal was into it, but on the whole, bit of a weirdo mix. I'd eat it.
Well, it's like the lamb and paua from last week. You know, I do think you should get a degree of difficulty sort of amplifier when you try something weird. But if it doesn't come off, it's, you're in trouble.
You've got to think about
I was
your
more
audience.
weirded out by the hot lettuce than anything else. I've never done that. I've never put lettuce on a grill.
Why would you?
Why would you
do
doing
that?
You know?
I'm intrigued.
And they loved it. So, yeah, I mean, power to them. Who was that? Was that Anya and Emily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just those crazy cats.
Crazy cats didn't work out well for them. Spoiler alert. Round number 4, pan-fried John Dory with parsnip mash. Matt and Kurt. Vic and Pascal think they're playing it pretty safe. They're doing another puree/mash with seafood.
Have they ever cooked a bit of meat?
Well, they did in the next episode.
But Christ.
But yeah, this is the problem with not having Kitchen HQ, because in Kitchen HQ, don't they have to cook the same meals sometimes so that they can be critiqued on their skills based on like the same proteins and stuff?
I think you're right.
You know, like Matt and Kurt just coasting in on the wave of the sea.
Yeah.
As such.
John Dory, the best fish in the sea,
I didn't
apparently.
know that.
News to me.
Yeah.
Never met him. Everyone loved it. Shav would do sex for it.
Did she
Apparently.
say that?
Oh,
Basically.
she said, if my man cooked that, we would have a good night later.
Yeah.
Blue!
Yeah.
How is
Well, I
it?
missed
And
that.
then Alex King said that it was lickable. She was licking the plate. This is when things became
This is
hugely sexual.
Quite steamy. Quite steamy.
The turning point.
We cool things off with round 5. What do you call it? Course 5? Round 5. Ding, ding, ding. Coconut sorbet with mango, but not just coconut sorbet and mango. Coconut sorbet with hidden mango, some crumble stuff, some bits of passion fruit and dehydrated pineapple.
Which looked like a mohawk.
Yes, it did.
Cool look.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on. That came from Jess and Cindy. Everyone loved it. And then they finished off with the Charlotte Pois chocolate. Is that right? Did I say that right? Everyone was very impressed by the presentation. Looked ginormous. Looked like a doorstop.
The thing is, there was so much food. I wonder if the Digo took like 8 hours because they always seemed to be hungry, even though they were every course was basically the size of a meal.
Have you ever done a degustation?
Yeah.
What about you, Alex? Oh, you did one just recently.
I
Yeah,
wrote about one like 10 minutes ago.
I did one last week. I did not get a Charlotte chocolat. I would have loved it though. I would have loved to eat that. I was annoyed at everybody being like, "Wah, too big. Take it home, girls."
You are on fire today.
Yeah,
You really are. I have only done degustation once, and it was at the French Cafe. It was someone who was trying to impress me. So
Did it work?
I married him. But at the time, you remember what I was like, many years yonder. I was like a tiny thing, right? I was like, must have weighed no more than like 45 kilograms. And I barely ate anything. Didn't need much to keep me going. And I was also like, I don't know, like flavor and food, I was just a toddler palate. So I really struggled with the degustation. I spent half the night on the toilet because my body was going, what is happening? Wow. And they had the, and I wasn't doing the wine because I don't drink. And so I'm pretty sure I had like a fucking Coke on the table or something. And the waiter was going like, when he was taking back like each plate with only half of it eaten, he was like, is there something wrong with the food? I just felt so challenged. It was an awful experience.
I basically think degustations are mostly bad because for that reason. Like there's too much food. Feels like they're trying to push the boat out to the point where you're sort of like, it's like really intense and you have to concentrate and be kind of assaulted with
like
flavour.
The chef's watching you from the kitchen to see what your face is saying about the texture or something. I don't know.
We did one in Napier once. It was on like a paid jolly thing to write about how good Napier was. And Napier was really good.
Sorry, a paid jolly.
Paid jolly,
Well, jolly is a great expression. It's what I think it's probably the New Zealand expression that needs the most like elevation because it's cracking and it doesn't get used enough.
Paid jolly is so much better than junket as a term. It's so much better.
But you don't need paid.
Junket is so formal.
Jolly does the job. Oh, well, no, you know what? Junket's quite formal, but famil is even more so.
Oh, I need to consult with Manu on that because I don't even know what that means. I do not recognise famil. But we did this one. We did a degustation and there was one where it was like octopus tentacles coming out of like a bed of rocks. And it was like it had so much inedible stuff on each plate that I was scared to bite into anything. Like I was like, I don't know what's food.
Isn't
what's
that
not.
like a number one rule is never put anything that isn't edible on the plate?
I reckon Alex should have gone for the rock.
Yeah. I don't know edible rocks. There's probably some lovely chocolate crumb or something.
Oh man, could have taken them home. God's sake.
Chef didn't like the Charlotte Pois chocolat to have sex for it. She's like wouldn't have a good night later on.
It's funny that that became her new like matrix for judging.
Will it or won't it get the guy a road?
Colin's flirting with Jess. Is it Jess? He's flirting up a storm.
He's super flirty with Jess.
Yeah.
And they're quite touchy.
Handsy. I actually, even in the second episode of the week, I was like, I think Colin and I have to stop waltzing into kitchens and the first thing they do is sticking their hands on people. Times have changed.
No, just not for Colin and Manu.
No, I mean that was clear at the showcase when they came out on stage. When we saw them.
I think they had a bit of grog then.
At the end of the day, poor Anya and Emily got tossed out of the competition quite severely. They had 33 points. Jess and Cindy had 38. Matt and Kurt got 40 points. We go on. We're basically nearly at the end of the season now, which is wild.
Crazy.
It's just the shortest,
cracking along, eh?
shortest season ever.
And yet feels so long.
There's a very strange duality about it all. But we're at the Titirangi Street Festival. We knew this was taking place because Sam lives out that way, our producer. And he, I remember he said, hey, there's an MKR filming happening. They're looking for people to come along. Should I go for the pod? And we said, yes.
It's not a festival, is it?
No, the plate.
It's called Street
Feast. Sorry.
Feast. It's just a
Did
food
I say
court.
festival?
Yeah.
I meant feast.
You did say festival.
Festival. Okay. Anyway, point being, Sam, how was it?
Oh, I didn't go.
Yeah.
Why not hungry?
No, there was a cyclone.
Was it? Because it looked fine. Like I'm shocked, given that this whole thing was shot during the cyclone, that the weather always seems fine.
Look, if you are, out west was hit pretty bad. If you're like your fridge is flooded, go to Street Feast.
Yeah.
Have a feed. Yeah,
Was it free for people?
Yeah.
They look
I
that
want
way.
to know about the parameters. Like, do you get to eat everything if you go to this thing?
I think if you can get around there,
Yeah.
they were selling out quite quick.
Yeah, so we've got Jess and Cindy doing Mexican. They did an adobo chicken on rice, beef tacos, and a sweet corn salad. The judges liked the chicken, but they felt the beef was too rare. It was like little beef steak things, not Mexican shredded beef.
True.
I didn't like that. And I didn't like them they were like, oh, the steak's really rare, but it's fine. We'll just dip it in this sauce. I wouldn't have liked that.
Dip your food poisoning in the sauce.
Well, it's not food
Well, it's just
poisoning.
deceitful.
It's just
deceitful.
yeah.
The problem is, Pete and Manu bit into it, could see what was happening.
They just
the game
knew.
was up. Can't trick them.
They noticed the mouthfeel.
Pascal and Vicky start things off with a kiss, which is lovely. And we also find out that they don't need to up the desire in their relationship. They're sorted.
Yeah.
So I see more.
I missed so much of the horniness this week.
So much horniness.
They're
this
saying there
week.
was like some ingredient in something they were using, right?
It was an
you could
aphrodisiac.
end up
but this
and
is the
serve in shot
ingredient.
glasses.
It was lime juice that had been soaking in fish. Like, that
is it the
sounds
ceviche?
sick as an aphrodisiac.
Is it the ceviche juices?
Yeah, like the sort of acid that it
seems
cooks it.
Fake. You'd be stinking.
That's the thing. Like, who wants to root that?
Oh my god, root. Okay.
The root is back today. Wow, I'm getting emotional.
Yes. Okay, so Peruvian ceviche, spiced chicken in arepas.
Was this the raw chicken or was that somebody else?
No,
Their
this chicken wasn't
fine.
raw. No, it was the other folks who did the raw beef also did the raw chicken. And a bouillon de verde. Did I say any of that correctly?
Yeah.
probably not.
The one just all
this one
seemed
looks
really
yum.
and they worked real hard on it. It was they
I really want them to win.
cool.
Well, I'm just saying, I want them to.
They deserve to win.
They
it feels
deserve
like.
to win. They just, all their food looks so yum. The boys did burgers. They didn't get the choice. They had to cook in the station that they were given. But
Well, because on Burger on a Plate, the Wellington Burger Festival thing, you see some crazy burgers. But what I'm trying to figure out is is it just do something in the style of this restaurant, or do you have to recreate a dish from the restaurant? Because it seemed
no, I think it's just do something in the style of.
Yeah, so so I was like, those burgers are basic. I could have made those. I mean, they would have been terrible.
Well, I
don't
think
get me
that's the
wrong.
point.
But they could have done some other burger, for example, KFC's Double Down, a
Yum.
very
Yes.
avant-garde take on the burger format.
I feel like they were weirdly focused on the mayonnaise for something that was supposed to be about making burgers. They're like, it's all going to be fine because we're making great mayo, and then we're going to make the mayo into tartare. Did not know.
Yes.
Tartare
Starts
had its
like
origins in mayonnaise.
And then it was just pickles.
It's just like mayo and pickles.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Well-
I mean, I don't know what I thought tartare was, but wasn't that?
And a sort of a weird reverse of that. I've always loved tartare sauce, but hate pickles. And then when I found out it's pickles and tartare sauce, it did not compute.
Wow.
Did not compute.
It's weird, eh? This edutainment, this show.
The chips, that's what they should have been focusing on, blanching those bloody chips.
I didn't know that you could blanch in deep fried oil. I thought that was just a boiling thing.
Blanching is just cooking very quick, like snap cooking very quickly, isn't it?
Well, all pre-cooking to a certain point. I was like, damn, this again. Fucking entertainment.
Didn't work though, did it? Because the chips that they get frozen from the supermarket are already
They're
pre-blanched and they didn't allow enough time. They just didn't know what they were working with here.
But
They're
they had
making
that cool
supermarket chippies.
Oh, that chip.
No,
I want
they
that.
had the chip making machine. I was like, man, he's banging out some chips here.
I want that, and I want the burger flattening situation.
Yeah.
I want the the gimmicky little tools.
It was cool when Manu came in and was like, "This is not how you squash a burger, boys."
Oh, and the little thumbprint in the middle so that it doesn't get all thick. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, but also make sure you've got real clean nails, eh? Like sticking thumbprints and.
I reckon chefs don't worry about any of that.
Was it last week we had a conversation about toilets? We did lots of talk about toilets, eh? I need to tell you after we've finished recording, but before we leave this call, I need to tell you what happened right after we recorded that last week. But
It's
not for public consumption.
But if you become a spin-off member and use the code Jane Toilet in the next 7 days, we'll send you audio.
Oh my God. Anyway, pickle wasn't salty enough. The beef onions were too sweet or something. The chips weren't crispy. Soggy was the word they used.
Don't you think Colin's always going, could do with a bit of lime?
Is he Irish?
A little bit of salt.
Oh, he is Irish, Colin. I thought you were talking about him. Everything was bit of salt, bit of...
It was always those two, lime and salt.
But then someone put too much salt and he spat it out.
Yeah.
Just delicate balance.
But that's fine because what you do when you do that is just use kitchen paper to wipe all the marinade off of your chickie.
Yeah.
It works.
And put like just some water in it. I thought that if you oversalted it was like just throw it in the bin.
Me too.
Yeah, good to know.
He did a very dramatic spit out of the truck.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
So he knows he's making TV.
That could have been a disaster because all that chicken was it's too late. They didn't just like do a test marinade and all in. In the end, no one went home. No one even went home. We just shot Pascal and Vicky straight through to the final. And then there was a weird fist bump. Did you see that at the end?
No.
Like everyone was going around hugging each other.
Oh, yes.
But then Vicky went to go to Jess and they did like a fist bump instead, and but then she went straight on to hug Cindy.
So it's like there's beef between Jess and at the very least Vicky, which is great.
Yeah.
We need to see more. I want the backstory.
Would you say that it's rare beef?
I would.
There's not
It's
enough.
very, very good.
Yeah. I think that's our podcast. Oh, I'm really eager to tell you my toilet story.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Wrap it up.
Kia ora, I'm Duncan Grieve, founder of The Spinoff. You can help us keep all of The Spinoff's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spinoff. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spinoff Podcast Network.